Top vitamins to prevent a heart attack. Heart protective nutrients. 7 allies against heart attacks. Heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide, causing approximately 18 million deaths each year. Particularly insidious are sudden heart attacks, often resulting from asymptomatic conditions such as hypertension or high cholesterol. These problems can develop silently until acute manifestations occur. It is therefore essential to adopt preventive measures promptly. Contrary to popular belief, heart attacks don't only affect people who feel unwell. Stress, poor diet, and sedentary lifestyle increase cardiovascular risk even in the absence of obvious symptoms. Heart health therefore requires constant attention. An effective preventive strategy involves the intake of specific nutrients. These essential substances help maintain a strong heart and can prevent future complications. Let's examine 7 fundamental nutrients that protect the heart. Understanding their benefits will allow for more informed choices for cardiovascular health. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine, regulates homocysteine levels in the blood, a substance that is harmful when excessive. High homocysteine damages blood vessels, increasing cardiac risk. By controlling this substance, B6 protects the heart. Studies show that B6 deficiencies increase the likelihood of developing cardiovascular diseases, including heart attacks. Insufficient levels cause elevated homocysteine, contributing to atherosclerosis, a condition that hardens and narrows arteries, obstructing blood flow. This can evolve into heart attacks or strokes. On the other hand, an excess of B6, although rare, can damage nerves. B6 also supports the production of neurotransmitters that regulate blood pressure, reducing cardiac stress. It also nourishes heart cells, intervening in protein metabolism and the production of red blood cells, essential for transporting oxygen. With adequate oxygenation, the heart works more effectively, reducing the risk of problems. The daily requirement is 1.3 to 2.0 milligrams, easily obtainable from chicken, fish, potatoes, bananas, and nuts. Incorporating these foods into your daily diet represents a simple but effective strategy for maintaining optimal levels of this essential vitamin. B6 is particularly important for people with pre-existing cardiovascular risk factors, such as hypertension or family history of heart disease. Vitamin B12, Cobalamin, maintains healthy nerve cells and red blood cells, essential for transporting oxygen to the heart. It also contributes to DNA synthesis, necessary for cell growth and repair. Its importance cannot be underestimated in the context of overall cardiovascular health. Like B6, it reduces homocysteine levels in the blood. High homocysteine damages blood vessels, increasing the risk of heart problems. A B12 deficiency can cause anemia, characterized by insufficient or dysfunctional red blood cells that compromise oxygen transport. This causes fatigue and weakness, compromising cardiac function. With few red blood cells, oxygen is not transported effectively, overloading the heart, like running without sufficient energy. The heart muscle, fatigued by this additional effort, becomes more vulnerable to damage and dysfunction. Although toxicity is rare, excesses can cause complications. B12 promotes the formation of healthy blood cells, essential for optimal circulation that ensures oxygenation to all tissues, including the heart. This process is fundamental for maintaining the efficiency of the cardiovascular system as a whole. The daily requirement is about 2.4 micrograms, present in fish, meat, dairy products, and fortified cereals. People following vegetarian or vegan diets should pay particular attention to B12 intake, as this vitamin is mainly found in animal products. Supplementation might be necessary in these cases to ensure adequate levels and protect heart health. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, it is essential for many functions, particularly for heart health. Low levels are associated with greater cardiovascular risk factors such as hypertension, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. Recent epidemiological studies have highlighted a significant correlation between vitamin D deficiency and increased incidence of cardiovascular events. A fundamental role of vitamin D is regulating calcium levels in the body, vital for muscle contraction and nerve transmission. Without sufficient vitamin D, the body struggles to properly manage calcium, causing health problems that can affect the cardiovascular system. Calcium regulation directly influences the functionality of heart muscle cells. A deficiency can cause hypertension, which stresses the heart, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. It can also aggravate pre-existing heart conditions, accelerating the progression of diseases such as heart failure or ischemic heart disease. On the other hand, an excess can cause calcium accumulation in the heart and arteries, narrowing them and compromising blood flow. Vitamin D protects the heart by reducing systemic inflammation and regulating blood pressure. Inflammation damages blood vessels, promoting the formation of atherosclerotic plaques. By controlling inflammation, vitamin D keeps blood vessels healthy and prevents pathological cardiac remodeling, a process that can lead to heart failure. The recommended daily intake is 600 to 800 IU for most adults, with possible increases up to 1,000 to 2,000 IU in at-risk subjects or with documented deficiencies. Just 15 to 20 minutes of sun a few times a week is enough, or foods like fatty fish, fortified dairy products, and egg yolks. Supplementation should be considered in winter months or in people with limited sun exposure. Vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects the heart by fighting oxidative stress and inflammation. It neutralizes free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells and contribute to premature vascular aging. Maintaining adequate levels of vitamin E reduces the risk of coronary heart disease and prevents the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, a key process in the formation of atherosclerotic plaque. The active compounds of vitamin E, tocopherols and tocotrienols, neutralize free radicals, preventing cellular damage over time. These components act synergistically to protect cell membranes from oxidation and maintain the structural integrity of cardiovascular tissues. Their protective action also extends to circulating lipoproteins, preventing harmful oxidative modifications. A deficiency can increase vulnerability to oxidative stress, promoting inflammation and potential heart damage. This chronic pro-inflammatory state accelerates the atherosclerotic process and compromises endothelial function, the first step toward the development of cardiovascular diseases. Reduced antioxidant capacity leaves the cardiovascular system exposed to daily oxidative insults. Excesses can interfere with blood clotting, causing hemorrhages or negatively interacting with anticoagulant drugs. It is therefore essential not to exceed recommended doses, especially in patients taking medications like warfarin or other anticoagulants. Medical consultation is essential before starting high-dose supplementation. Vitamin E nourishes heart cells by improving circulation and the health of blood vessels. Healthy vessels allow blood to flow freely to the heart, providing oxygen and essential nutrients for its optimal functionality. Additionally, vitamin E contributes to the regulation of vascular inflammatory responses, limiting platelet adhesion and thrombus formation. The daily requirement is about 15 milligrams, present in nuts, seeds, leafy green vegetables, and avocados. Unrefined vegetable oils such as wheat germ oil and sunflower oil are particularly rich sources of this vitamin. Incorporating these foods into the diet significantly contributes to daily cardiovascular protection. Omega-3 fatty acids. While not vitamins, they are essential nutrients for heart health. They reduce triglycerides, blood pressure and the risk of arrhythmias. In-depth scientific studies suggest they can reduce the risk of heart attack by 30 to 45%, representing one of the most effective nutritional interventions for cardiovascular protection. A deficiency can increase coagulation and triglycerides, increasing the risk of cardiovascular events such as myocardial infarction or ischemic stroke. The reduced flexibility of cell membranes resulting from omega-3 deficiency compromises the functionality of heart and vascular cells. The altered balance between omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids also promotes a chronic pro-inflammatory state. On the other hand, an excess can excessively thin the blood, increasing the risk of hemorrhages, especially in subjects taking anticoagulant drugs or with coagulation disorders. It is essential to find the right balance and, in case of supplementation, carefully monitor hematological parameters, especially in patients with concomitant antithrombotic therapies. Omega-3s reduce inflammation in the body, which can damage blood vessels and promote atherosclerotic plaques. They act by modulating the production of pro-inflammatory eicosanoids and cytokines, promoting a healthier vascular environment. EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, are particularly effective in reducing systemic inflammatory markers. They also improve endothelial function, keeping vessels flexible and open for optimal blood flow. This action translates into better regulation of arterial pressure and reduced peripheral vascular resistance. Omega-3s also positively influence the lipid profile, reducing triglycerides and moderately increasing protective HDL cholesterol. The daily requirement is 250 to 500 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA, mainly present in fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, and sardines, or plant sources such as walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds. Consuming fish at least twice a week represents an effective strategy to ensure an adequate intake of these essential fatty acids. High-quality supplements, free of contaminants, can be considered under medical supervision. Coenzyme Q10, a powerful antioxidant naturally produced in cells, essential for mitochondrial energy production. It is like a vital fuel for cellular mitochondria, particularly abundant in heart tissue with high energy requirements. Research shows that supplementation improves heart health, especially in people with heart diseases such as congestive heart failure or cardiomyopathy. By optimizing mitochondrial function, CoQ10 provides heart cells with the energy needed to function efficiently. This is particularly important considering that the heart contracts uninterruptedly throughout life, requiring a constant and reliable energy supply. CoQ10 improves myocardial contractility and overall cardiac energy efficiency. A deficiency can cause fatigue and muscle weakness, compromising cardiac function and reducing exercise tolerance. CoQ10 levels naturally tend to decrease with age, potentially contributing to the decline of cardiovascular function in the elderly. Additionally, some commonly prescribed medications, such as statins, can reduce endogenous CoQ10 levels. Although toxicity is rare, excesses can cause digestive problems such as nausea, diarrhea, or gastrointestinal disorders. Supplementation should be started gradually and preferably under medical supervision, especially in patients with multiple drug therapies. Liposomal or oil formulation significantly improves the bioavailability of CoQ10. CoQ10 nourishes heart cells by providing energy for optimal function, ensuring that the heart effectively pumps blood throughout the body. Its antioxidant action also protects cardiomyocytes from oxidative stress, preventing cellular damage and preserving the structural integrity of the myocardium. CoQ10 also seems to improve endothelial function and reduce vascular inflammation. The therapeutic daily requirement varies between 100 to 200 milligrams, with dosages up to 300 to 400 milligrams used in specific conditions such as heart failure. CoQ10 is naturally present in fatty fish, organic meats, whole grains, and nuts, although dietary amounts are generally insufficient to reach therapeutic levels. Supplementation often represents the most effective strategy to obtain significant cardiovascular benefits. Vitamin K2, an often overlooked nutrient but crucial for heart health. It regulates calcium levels in the body, directing it toward bones and teeth rather than arteries. This calcium traffic mechanism prevents arterial stiffness, an important risk factor for heart disease and isolated systolic hypertension, common in the elderly. A deficiency can increase arterial calcification, with calcium deposited in the wrong places, hardening the arteries and increasing heart risk. This pathological process, known as vascular calcification, reduces arterial elasticity and increases cardiac workload. Vitamin K2 activates proteins such as matrix glycoprotein, MGP, a potent inhibitor of vascular calcification. Although toxicity is rare, excesses can interfere with blood clotting, especially in patients taking anticoagulants such as warfarin. It is essential that these patients maintain a constant intake of vitamin K under medical supervision, avoiding fluctuations that could compromise the effectiveness of anticoagulant therapy. Vitamin K2 nourishes heart cells and promotes vascular health through multiple mechanisms. In addition to preventing calcification, it seems to reduce vascular inflammation and improve arterial elasticity. By keeping blood vessels flexible and healthy, it plays a significant role in preventing heart disease, ensuring proper circulation and tissue oxygenation. The optimal daily requirement is estimated between 90 to 120 micrograms for the MK7 form, menaquinone 7, the most bioavailable and active. Vitamin K2 is present in fermented foods such as natto, the richest source, aged cheese, kefir, and animal products such as egg yolks from pasture-raised animals. Supplementation can be considered, especially in populations at risk of deficiency or with high cardiovascular risk. Integrating these 7 cardioprotective nutrients into your daily routine represents an effective and scientifically supported preventive approach. Their synergistic action offers multifactorial protection against the pathogenetic mechanisms of cardiovascular diseases. It is important to remember that these nutrients do not act in isolation, but mutually enhance each other in a complex biochemical network. Vitamins D and K2, for example, collaborate in regulating calcium metabolism, while antioxidants such as vitamin E and CoQ10 support each other in neutralizing different types of free radicals. Omega-3 fatty acids enhance the effectiveness of these nutrients by improving cell membrane fluidity and their permeability to active principles. The optimal approach consists of taking these nutrients through a varied and balanced diet, rich in whole and minimally processed foods. The Mediterranean diet, characterized by an abundance of fruits, vegetables, fish, nuts, and olive oil, represents a dietary model that naturally provides adequate amounts of these cardioprotective nutrients. In cases of documented deficiencies or in the presence of specific risk factors, targeted supplementation under medical supervision can represent an effective complementary strategy. It is essential to avoid self-medication and overdosage, which could lead to side effects or potentially harmful drug interactions. Optimal cardiovascular protection requires a holistic approach that integrates adequate nutrition, regular physical activity, stress management, quality sleep, and periodic medical checkups. The 7 nutrients described represent fundamental pillars of this multimodal preventive strategy, accessible and effective for most of the population. Investing in cardiovascular prevention through conscious nutritional choices means investing in present and future quality of life. Heart health influences not only longevity, but also vitality, energy, and daily well-being. A healthy heart allows full enjoyment of daily activities and maintaining functional independence with advancing age. In conclusion, the conscious integration of these 7 cardioprotective nutrients into your daily routine represents a simple yet powerful preventive strategy accessible to everyone. Knowledge of their mechanisms of action and their dietary sources allows for informed choices to effectively protect your heart, the tireless organ that accompanies us in every moment of life. I would love to hear what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any content, and thanks for watching this video.